Thank you for joining me for this episode of Nextbiteoflife podcast. My name is Kem and I'm your host. Today on the podcast with an expat, we have Nicole Brewer, who's located in Oman. Nicole, can you say hello to everyone, please?
Hello, everyone. As Kim said, my name is Nicole, and I have currently been living in Oman for just over 3 years now. And I'm happy to be on your podcast and shine a light on living in the Middle East with everyone.
That's great. You said Oman, and everybody's familiar with Saudi Arabia and all this, but you don't really hear much about Oman. How did you end up in Oman?
Yeah, that's true, actually. Before coming to Oman, I was living in South Korea for just over 3 years. I taught there for 3.5 years, and I was really just kind of ready for something different, a change of pace. It really doesn't get much more different than leaving Asia to go to live in the Middle East. So I was looking for opportunities online and with different recruiters. And honestly, it's kind of a blur right now which company I found this particular opportunity. Actually, no, it was actually a website I think called Serious Teachers. Is where I saw the job posting for this region, and I was intrigued. I was like, I don't even know where Oman is.
Exactly.
I looked it up and saw, then I saw the location and proximity to Saudi and UAE, and when I did some research, I was like, oh, actually, this is a pretty interesting place. It's a little more liberal than, say, being in Saudi where you have to rent a baya, and, we don't have to do those type of things. You have more liberties as a single woman here, and so I was intrigued, so pretty much, yeah, it was just after doing a little searching and came across the opportunity, and by the grace, I came here, and it's been quite nice.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you said that it's a little more liberal, because when you think of the Middle East, you think you have to wear the kabul.
Mm-hmm.
And
the abaya.
The abaya. Exactly. You think you can't drink, you can't even do anything. The only thing they can see is your eyes, and you're kind of afraid. But it's nice to know that you can be a little bit freer in Oman.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree completely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, Nicole, your website and your Facebook page is called I Love to Globetrot, and that's spelled ILUVTOGLOBE.
Yes.
The most important part is that the I love is ILUV. Right?
Yes, and then actually instead of TO is the number 2. Yeah, that trips people up sometimes. I know it's a little confusing.
No, but I wanted to make sure that we mention that so that people can go and look up the right website. Now, I know you're 5,000 strong on Facebook, so you have a very big presence online. And the website is doing, gangbusters from what I understand. So congratulations on that.
Yes, it's been coming along. It's definitely been a little bit of work. Around the time that I left South Korea, for just over 3 years, actually I love Globetrotter just turned 4, I want to say this month. So the website's been around for a few years now, but at the same time that we started the I Love to Globetrotter website, we started the Facebook, the community at the same time. And so the group has really taken off, and, we just really wanted to inspire people to get out here and travel and live abroad, because both me and my co-founder, Renee, are expats. We met while teaching in South Korea, and now she's based in Australia. I'm in Oman, so we've been hopping all over the globe as expats. And so, a lot of the writings and about travel are essentially based in this region, a little bit of Australia for her, and, just really now we have contributors coming on board, and it's really been an awesome experience, living abroad, and now being in Oman. I feel like it's been a good location, a good opportunity to be here at the time I am, because, tourism and what have you, I feel like it's taken off in the past couple of years, and it's pretty cool to be okay, I've been able to write these articles and really kind of contribute to that just as a travel writer and blogger, so it's pretty exciting.
That's fantastic. Now, you teach English as a second language, so that was your ticket out, that was your ticket to go and travel the world. How hard is it to become a teacher as an American and go overseas? How hard was it to get the credentials?
Well, fortunate because now I'm thinking about it, 2016. I've been doing this for just over 6 years, almost 7 years.
Wow.
So at the time that I started teaching abroad, it was like I said, I first started out in South Korea. And at that time, I remember it was like back in 2009, the economy was pretty bad. 2008, 2009, I lost my job. And
everybody lost their jobs.
Exactly, lost my job, pretty much almost lost my condo. I mean, it was pretty bad. So at that point, it was like, oh, I'll leave the States to go teach. Like, I didn't, initially, I never even really saw myself as a teacher. It kind of, the opportunity, like, I was always intrigued with because I had some girlfriends that had taught in Japan, and I went to visit them before, losing my job, and I was just like, oh, well, actually, maybe I could do this. So, I became intrigued with the idea of it after going to visit them and seeing about their experiences. But at that time, I didn't have any teaching experience when I first came abroad to teach. Like, I just had a bachelor's in communications from the University of Michigan, and to teach in South Korea at that time, you didn't need to have any type of certification. You just needed to be from a native-speaking country, like U.S., Canada, what have you, and had to have a 4-year college degree. So my first year applying, when I got the opportunity to go to Korea, I learned more about you should probably get a TESOL if you're interested in staying in this field. And initially, I only thought I would go teach abroad for a year and come back. And then I liked it, and I stayed an extra year. I renewed my contract. I kept renewing my contract. So I was happy that within that first year, I ended up going ahead and getting my TESOL, which is the teacher certification for English as a second language. And so, I highly recommend that for anyone who's considering it now. It's like you really kind of need that to get a foot in the door. But at the time that I started, I was fortunate enough to apply, get the job, and then get the TESOL while I was teaching.
Wow.
As opposed to getting
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you find life in Oman compared to life before in the U.S.?
Well, it's interesting because, even with all of the travel and the Globetrotter that I do, it's like, I always tell people, travel is really my outlet to kind of keep myself busy and occupied outside of teaching and being in the Middle East, because I'm in a small town called Nizwa, 20,000 people compared to half a million people when I used to be in a bigger city back in the States. So, definitely a slower pace of life, but the people are generally really nice, and it's a beautiful country. You just got to get used to the heat.
Yeah.
But overall, it's just a slower pace of life living here. So, with me traveling and being so close to Dubai, I can go there for a weekend if I want, or, go to Jordan during a winter break, so it's like those things really help me a lot. And I feel like now that I'm in my mid-30s, it's like, this is a good location for me because I'm okay with having a slower pace of life. Like, when I first started out teaching abroad in Korea, I was in my late to mid-20s. And Korea was more of a, you can hang out and party, and there was more things going on, much bigger expat scene. So I feel like at that time in my life, that was a good place to be. And now at this time in my life, this is a good place to be. Like, it's just timing-wise, it's been good to me, so I'm happy.
See, I think a lot of people have this notion that when you travel a lot or you're an expat, all you do is party every night and do this. But I think as you age, you obviously want to slow down a little bit. I can see when you're in your teens, your 20s, you can go out and party till 5 o'clock. But at this point, one of the reasons we like being in this, the boonies in Sevilla is because it's a slower pace of life. We're really in the community. We don't do much. We like the outlet of going out and actually flying somewhere and going on a vacation and, a slower pace of life, just like you said. That really shows you that life is not all about ooh, what can I throw up tonight? Which restaurant am I going to? And you have richer experiences.
You appreciated that when you are able to go to Dubai and have a good time, and it's I'm okay with, like I said, I have all the Globetrotter to keep me occupied and the writing and the things of that nature. So really, it's a pretty awesome work-life balance, I must say, being here, and my students are lovely. I don't really, It's been good. I can't really complain, honestly.
Good.
It's been pretty good. So, yeah.
How's the cost of living over there? Is it much more expensive, or is it, I know like in a lot of Saudi Arabian countries, they're really, really expensive. I mean, from what I see on House Hunters International, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because you say that, like, I don't feel like Oman's cost of living is that high, considering, like, I know I'm trying to compare it to when I was in Korea, like, food-wise, I know some of my coworkers say, I think it's kind of expensive food here. I don't find it that expensive. Like, I'm not going to eat out every other night. Like, I'm going grocery shopping once a week and what have you. So it's like, compared to living in Chicago, where I used to have a condo, it's not expensive. It's like, and one of the perks of teaching abroad for most opportunities, depending on like your public school versus private school, like my housing is paid for. My apartment is paid for through my living company. So I only pay for utilities, not even all. Actually, when I think about it, the only thing I pay for is the cable and internet. So
wow.
All of my utilities, all that stuff is included. And so when you say cost of living, the only thing I can think of is like food. If I were travel, like I don't have a car, so I'd have to take into in fact that I'm taking taxis a lot. But even I get a little bonus, like not a bonus, but a transportation allowance.
Wow.
Even toward that. So so it's really not that bad. You can do pretty well, honestly, if you're. I probably could do better if I wasn't traveling once a month. But, as far as savings is concerned, so it just really depends on your lifestyle and what you want to do.
So on an average, how much would you say you spend a month, for instance, if you were to, like, minus the rent that's covered and the utilities? How much a month would you say?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm so bad with budgeting. I'm just trying to think, like, transport on taxis and food. Like, let me put it into perspective. For me, I'll say the average that you'll make in Oman is like 1,000 Omani Rial a month. That's about the average for a teacher, and that's like about 2,500 a month in USD. And it doesn't sound like a lot.
It does sound like a lot.
It's well, for some people, considering you're living in the Middle East, it's like, oh, that's in Saudi you make a lot more money, honestly.
Yeah, but I'm sure they don't cover your rent, do they, or give you allowance for everything?
Well, that's not including rent. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can, on average, pocket 50% of your income in savings if you want, like, easily. Like, so that's what I was going to say, just for food and transportation, I'm not even using 50% of my income. I'm using maybe 25% of my income.
That's fantastic.
But other, incidentals, like traveling, doing other things. So yeah, you can do okay, like being abroad, especially in this region. Like out of the places to live in the Middle East, Oman is probably, as far as income is concerned, it's not top like Saudi and UAE. That's where everyone wants to get to because your income you can almost make double almost of what I make here in Oman. But for the lifestyle that I live, I'm okay with making what I make because I can still do okay savings wise. So
I mean it's a trade-off. Is it worth it for you to make this much money save? I'm sure if you were in Saudi Arabia, you may not be saving 50% or even more of your pay. So it doesn't make any sense to go after that lifestyle when you can save more because you always have to look to the future, of course.
Exactly. That's the thing about the UAE right now. They've been hiring extensively, and I've been getting a lot of questions on how to go try to, from friends and about the region. And it's like, of course I've been tempted. It was like, ooh, that's right next door, but it's more competitive.
Exactly.
For going after it, and the cost of living is definitely much more in Dubai or even Abu Dhabi compared to Oman. So it's like, it's a trade-off. I make more, but I spend more. So it's relative.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what kind does your employer pay for your visa? As far as what kind of visa do you have actually to work there?
Oh yeah, I have a working visa. Like I know initially when I first got hired in, and I was, to be honest, I was a little leery because it was so quick when I got the opportunity. It's like I had to leave Korea so. Not even abruptly, but yeah, it was like timing-wise, I didn't have much time to plan. They wanted to get me here, so it was like I flew in on a visit visa, and it was like, okay, when you get here, we're going to get your ID and passport, all that stuff, and apply for you to get the working visa. So, like, within that first month of being here, I was on a temporary visa for like 60 days, but it only took like less than a few weeks to get my work visa.
Wow.
But you do have to, make sure you ask questions about that and make sure that's a reputable company. I felt comfortable with this particular company I work with, but some schools you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Mom just has to teach abroad.
I'm glad you mentioned that because, it's easy to get fooled by this. You could check the website. They look very professional. You could talk to the people, Skype them, but you still have to be very careful, You never know what might be happening on the other side. So it's good that you had no problems and, you have your papers and it's fantastic. I know, like, things, like you said, things were a little bit different then. Now it seems like the more everybody, goes on the internet and they're, on Facebook and you find out about more opportunities, there's a lot more people that want to get out there and travel. And so this is a good way this is one of the best ways, actually, to live outside of the country, make a living and, pay your own way. Not everybody is old and retired or semi-retired like me. So they need to actually work. So that's good. I think it's something that a lot of people need to keep in mind, that this is one of the terrific ways people can say, I get mad when I see all the quit your job and just, don't worry about it until you get to where you are and you can be on a beach in Thailand somewhere and do all that stuff. It just doesn't work that way. And a lot of people are gullible, but you have to do your homework. And, it's not that you're young or anything like that to be stupid. Old people are stupid too. You have to really take your time and find good things. You just can't expect this person who tells you, send me $50 and I'll tell you how to be on that beach and, be drinking Mai Tais and live on $10 a day. Right. It doesn't exist,
I'm so glad you said that, because there's so many articles out there, like you said, quit your job,
yes,
sell it all, just go out, and I'm like,
it's irresponsible.
Not allowed. No, it's so irresponsible. Like, I can't. Even honestly, right now, I've been just kind of like on pins and needles because we're waiting for our renewal contracts to come in, and it's like, I know that it's coming, but at the same time, I haven't signed it yet.
Yeah.
And so all of the people were just kind of like, okay, any day now, it's coming. And just the nerve-wracking is like not knowing, like 100% that my job for next year is lined up.
Exactly.
It's been driving me a little bonkers, It's like, I know that my manager, she had meetings, all of us that are still here, like some people did get let go. They found out like a week ago. They didn't get renewed, and so it was like, okay, well, those people got the no, so we should be getting the yeses soon.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, any day now.
And imagine, and you have a job.
And exactly, right. It's like I'm still technically employed, but it's just like until I have that piece of paper signed saying that we want to keep it until 2017, it's like, okay.
Good. Listen, so everybody out there, listen to Nicole, You just don't quit your job. Line something up before you go. Get your ducks in a row.
Right.
I mean, at least have a return ticket back home, if nothing else, right?
Yeah, definitely. You gotta have that emergency fund for whatever is gonna happen, I know before I left Korea, it was like, everything was happening with South Korea versus North Korea, and everybody was like, I was like, this is the perfect time to get out of here.
Exactly.
I had that reserved just in case something went back, so I was ready.
So I assume that's one of your top advices for somebody who wants to quit their job and do that, is to do their homework.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a lifesaver. I totally feel that way about, before coming abroad. I mean, I asked so many questions, and, there's groups out there on social media, on Facebook, and, that's one of the beauties about a lot of the Globetrotter group. Like you said, it's close to 5,000 members now, and, we got people from all over the world, and so I think it's just like that's the beauty of social media and having travel communities like out of the Globetrotters, like with the 1,000 members that we have. That's why we're here. We want to help people. So it's like ask questions. That's why we have these social networks and communities and really what it's all about. So, yeah, do your research. That's pretty much, I used to work in market research before coming to teach abroad, so I know a thing or two about researching and asking questions. So,
good.
Definitely advocate for that.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something that I feel very strongly about. It's like there's no excuses anymore. You really do have the support. You have the group. You have all these things. And you can't say, I didn't know, or, I wasn't aware of it. You do know. You can find out the answers. I mean, maybe 20 years ago you couldn't have because there was no internet. There was no this. There was no that. But now there's so many things in social media. You can have your answer within minutes even,
Exactly. It's a beautiful thing. It can be scary, but it's a beautiful thing at the same time.
So one of your hobbies that you've mentioned is traveling around Dubai, around Saudi Arabia, and all these other countries. Do you get a rush out of it every single time you still go someplace new? Or are you jaded almost to the point where it's like, it's just another...
Oh, no. No, I don't know if I can ever be. Even when let's see, it's like I've been to Dubai. I've lost track of how many times I've been to Dubai, but every time I go, I'm just excited. And so definitely for a new place, like I know last year for our winter break, I went to Jordan, and I was just blown away with that country. Like that was a place. And it wasn't like always top of my list of places I got to go to, but since I'm so close and it wasn't going to be too expensive to hop over there for my break, when I went, and it just blew my mind. And so it's like now, I can have Greece around the corner in less than 2 weeks, and I'm just like, counts. I just said on Facebook yesterday, 10 days. Like I'm literally counting down the days until I'm on vacation. Like it's the most awesome thing. So but, I may be different. Maybe I'm a nerd, but I'm excited for a new destination always.
Oh, that's good. I think that makes a big difference because I meet some people, they're so jaded with their travel, and I'm like, why are you doing it? Why don't you just stop? But, the wanderlust, if it's in you, you should be excited to discover new things, see new places. And, so it's good to hear that that you're not jaded and you're still, in it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's great.
So passionate about it. Because it's like one of the things that one of the things I really enjoy about travel is, obviously going to new places and having new experiences, but immersing myself in a culture, like living abroad. Like I meet so many people from around the world now that I'm in, living in Oman and have friends from South Africa, Australia, like from all over. And so it's like whenever I go somewhere, I know people in these places now because like we're all over the world from all over the world. It's so exciting. And it's like, I can literally book a trip at the last minute. Like, I want to go, here next weekend, and I'll hop on out of the Globetrotter and ask anybody's there, and somebody's there, and it's just like, hey, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
I just get such a rush from it. So, yeah.
Speaking of, I love to Globetrot, so that's ILUV2, Globetrot.com, right? So I know you have a few side hustles going, and you have big plans for your brand.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have a few things going on. It's exciting times. We've been trying to grow and build a brand. Like, I'm a travel blogger and travel writer by night and a teacher by day. But, we are in the process of developing a travel app, which will be coming soon. I don't quite have a launch date yet because it's been pushed back. It's been a lot of work with the developer and, me and my business partner just coming along and developing it. We do have the app coming, so, we have the website in the group, but essentially we'll be on our own little type of travel social network, having mentors and being able to find people in different locations, and there's a lot going on with that, so that's exciting. And on top of the app, we are just in the process of developing a store, so we have like travel clothing, t-shirts that are coming out soon, in the next couple weeks actually, on the website. So yeah, we definitely the dream was always to build a travel, like an all-encompassing brand, not just a blog, but a community, a network where people can help each other and be inspired by, not just our story, but everyone connecting together globally. So we're really excited for what's to come. It's really taken off in the past year or two, just being here in Oman and the different opportunities, been featured in National Geographic Travel and BBC Travel, and
fantastic.
It's just been like, yeah, it's been awesome. So exciting.
Wow. So the future looks really bright.
Exactly, it does. It really does. And like you said, having those, I'm really now a firm believer after like reading into different things about law of attraction and putting different energies out there. And it's just like, I don't want to just have one job. Like teaching has been awesome, but it'd be nice one day to be able to just be able to do out of the Globetrotter full time, and it's something I'm so passionate about, and wanting to help others, inspire others, and trying to build different revenue streams. So we'll get there.
Well, I think you're definitely inspiring to a lot of young ladies and men, even that are watching you and seeing you grow. I mean, it's amazing how popular your site is with people, and you can't really, you can see the footprint of I Love to Globetrot everywhere. So I think you're doing a great job so far, and I wish you the best of luck. I mean, it just sounds like something fantastic, and you can definitely see that you're so passionate about it. It's sometimes you read stuff online and you can almost feel the phoniness and the sliminess, especially me, I'm older than a lot of people out there, so I think I can sort of suss it out. But it's obvious that you have a passion for what you're doing and you're genuinely helpful. And I remember once I wrote you, I had a question because I've only been blogging a couple of years, and you were so nice. You wrote me back, and I was just like, wow, because a lot of people wouldn't have taken the time. They wouldn't have. So I was really impressed by that, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe it. So I think like a lot of people see that, and it's obvious. It's obvious that you're genuinely nice and you genuinely like what you're doing, and so I think ultimately the success will come, and that's wonderful. And kids and everybody else looking, and the questions that I see being asked on I Love to Globetrot, you can tell that they actually value what you have to show them. So that's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. and that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. It's just like I want to be inspiring and helping people, and obviously, like I said, we do have this brand we're trying to grow and develop. But when people see like the whole law of attraction thing for me, like when people see you're passionate about something, and it's not about like, oh, we have 100,000 followers, all of these. No, it's like it's gradual. We'll get there. I'm not really worried about when we'll get there. It's just exciting, like having this following and having people like believe and trust in what you're saying. It's not like I'm not salesy. Like, oh, yeah,
exactly. And I've seen those T-shirts. They look really good, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's the thing. It's just like having a brand that you're proud of and people actually want to wear it because it's just like they want to support you and your brand and stuff like that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. So thank you. I really appreciate those kind words.
No problem. Now, what is the future like? You just said you want to at some point hopefully take I Love to Globetrot, like make that your main passion and your main job. Now, do you see it still as a partnership further on down the line, or do you think at one point do you want to break away? I'm just wondering,
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it. Honestly, I mean, we have so many amazing ideas, and when we first started, it's like I definitely see the growth and the fruition. Like, I would say like in the beginning, I never thought we would be developing a travel app, and I was just like, having that business savvy, that partner who's into technology and stuff. Like, we've come together on certain things, so I was like, it'd be great if we can take this to the next level with the brand together. But I know we both do have ideas and like passions, and she's a tech savvy person, and I'd love to start a nonprofit later on down the line, an NGO. So we have so many amazing ideas. So it's just always, I can see myself branching off and doing separate things, on my own, and she can do her separate things. But we'll always have built this brand together. So it's just like. Yeah, I haven't really thought that far as far as like the planning. It's like, so we always said we gotta sit down and have this. Actually, that's one of the things we plan on doing when we meet together in Greece this summer. And the next couple weeks, like, we gotta plan for the next upcoming year. It's like you always have to just keep planning and moving forward. But I just know like we both have so many amazing like big ideas. So time will tell.
For everybody listening, I hope you get to check out Nicole's website. It's called ilovetoglobetrot.com. And that's ILUV2 globetrot.com. So it's a little tricky, but you can do it. You can go online and check out that website. And Nicole, I can't thank you enough for being with us on this podcast. It was really fun, and I'm glad I got to know you a little bit better and discover a little bit more about Oman and the plans that you have for the future and your travels, and it's been great.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's definitely been a blast. Yes, I appreciate you taking the time to get to know a little more about me and the brand and Expat Life. I know definitely if people have questions, feel free to email me or join the group and check it out for yourselves. And I just hope I've inspired someone to, get off their comfort zone.
Exactly.
And don't mind somewhere unique. So
yeah, when you talk about getting out of your comfort zone, you really you didn't just get out, you flew out. You were just like, you're way outside the comfort zone. But it's great because it's like, it shows a bravery that a lot of people don't have. They talk about it. But people can talk all they want, but unless you actually do something and actually get out there, it's not such a big, scary world. You're a living example of that, You can live by yourself. You're a single woman thriving in Oman, someplace that half the people, before this interview, I'm like, let me go check. I know Oman, I think, is in Muscat, but let me just double check. I had to double check. So, so for you to be living out there, doing what you're doing your thing, it shows people that, you can do it. So, you're a very brave woman, and it's fantastic, especially because, like you said, you left the U.S. when everything was, not only were you, I'm sure you were a bit upset, in 2009 when everything kind of collapsed for the whole United States. But you didn't just sit there and just cry and do nothing. You said, what can I do? And you made it happen, where you dusted yourself up and you went and did something.
Exactly. Thank you.
So if she can do it, you definitely...
Yes, exactly. If I can do it, you can do it. Be inspired. Chop the globe. That's actually one of our tagline, inspiring you to chop the globe.
Oh, there you go.
See the world. So,
see?
There you go.
Thank you so much again, Nicole. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, everybody will check out the website, ilovetoglobetrot.com. And once again, I want to thank you for joining us for this podcast. I hope we have somehow inspired you to get out of your comfort zone, like Nicole said, and check out the big wide world. And if you want to see what Nicole looks like, you can check out this podcast along with the notes that go with it on Nextbiteoflife.com. And I think that does it for us today. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nicole. Have a good day.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.